Hey, this is Sammy here, Credit Wellness Solutions, and today I just wanted to share with you um, a little bit about credit building and different resources our offers you as far as credit building. Many of these options require absolutely no credit score whatsoever, and which is great for those of you out there who are just getting started out and want to build your credit and want to get it established and get started. But then also, as part of the credit repair process, of course, while we're aiming to get rid of the negative stuff, we want positive stuff to start reporting on your credit, because that can actually help offset some of the stuff that either is being stubborn and don't want to come off, or to begin to rebuild the account to create a healthy credit mix. Different things that the credit scoring models like to see. So anyway, we're starting off on our homepage here, creditwellnesssolution.com, and we're going to click the More tab and go to Credit Building Resources. Okay, on the Credit Building Resources here, we have several great things here that we can share with you to actually help you start getting credit built onto your accounts. Now, of course, one thing about a healthy credit mix is different types of accounts reporting on to your credit. They don't, the credit scoring models don't want to see only credit cards, or they don't only want to see installment loans or whatnot. So you have to have like a mixture of certain ones, and the better that mixture is, the better your credit score. Okay, let's start off with just a few of the sources we have here. Credit Strong. This is one I'm particularly excited about here at Credit Strong, and we'll click on the Start Credit Strong Now button, and that'll open up a new page which takes you directly to Credit Strong. Okay, now what's exciting about it, for those of you out there trying to build business credit, there actually is a business credit option. Just click on business if you want to start building your business credit profile, or personal for your personal credit. Now let's look at say what okay, let me explain Credit Strong real quick. Credit Strong is basically an account that opens up, and they open up a savings account in basically whatever amount of line that you want to have. And of course, based upon that would be based what your monthly payment's going to be. So they'll open up a savings account and deposit, let's just say, I don't know, let's go to view pricing here. Okay, so they got a basic small account here. Let's just say this one's $1,000. So they would open up $1,000 savings account. And what you do is you're paying back $15 per month on that account until you have it paid off. And then once you have it paid off, you have your $1,000 that you're able to withdraw or do whatever you want to. Of course, they've got larger packets where $2,500, and there's more to it. There's even something up here about getting a personal loan. They'll let you get a personal loan account. There's several different options and several different plans that they have, even up to $10,000. So say you do this one, you pay $110 a month. You can build up a savings account, $10,000. So basically, when you're done with that, you got 10 grand to do with whatever you want. But the cool thing about this is it reports on your credit report, and it reports to all three bureaus, and it reports as an installment loan. So that's pretty cool. Let's look at the business side while we're on it. So you can start building your business credit using your EIN or your tax ID. And we'll hit the view pricing, and they got a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. So obviously for $199 a month, you'll have a $10,000 installment count reported to the business credit bureaus, and you only pay $199 a month. After that 5 years, boom, you got 10 grand you can use for your business. There's also a 10-year plan for $115 a month for the same thing. So there's two $10,000 credit lines that you could choose from to report on a business credit profile. So that actually helps a business get started reporting something for their credit report as well, so they can get access to funding. Okay. Next one is rent reporters. This is something that honestly should be on your credit report. A lot of times a renter will pull your credit report to decide even if they want to rent to you, to see, if you'd be paying your rent on time or whatnot. Why not get it reported on your credit report? It's something that would actually show as a positive thing. They report to TransUnion and Experian, so they don't do Equifax just yet, but at least they get 2 out of the 3. And especially if you're looking to qualify for a mortgage, the only score they're really looking for is that middle score. So by boosting TransUnion and Experian could also potentially be boosting your middle score. And basically how this works, we're going to go on rent reporters here. And they have like a different monthly plan. Of course, it's $94.95 to sign up. And they got a monthly plan, costs you $9.95 per month. And that gets your rent reported. There is also an annual plan. It's the same sign-up fee for $7.95 a month. You get it reported for a year. They give you, of course, a credit score. You got your own dashboard. All these things. They'll report 24 months of rent history. So that's 2 years backdated. That's already being reported. They're going to report every month. All sorts of cool little things with this. So that's a way of helping getting your rent reported. Why not get it reported? You pay it every month. Now, I will say this, if you missed and you haven't paid your rent every month, or say you goof up and you miss your rent payment or payment late, it does report the bad with the good. So whenever you do these things, make sure you're staying on top of it. But yes, rent reporters is actually a great thing. I've added this up here, Experian Boost. It only affects Experian, and I'm sure you may have even seen the commercials for it, but essentially, so anything such as a streaming service like YouTube Music or Netflix or whatnot, that can report on your Experian credit report and potentially raise it just a little bit. You could also report utility bills like your lights or whatnot. Now, I will say with your utility bills, be careful with that. If you've been late on your utility bill, like I said, it reports the good with the bad. So make sure when you're adding something to this and you want to add it to your credit profile, make sure that it is going to be something that you're doing on time every month, because obviously you want the good to report. And I'll just open it up just so you can see what the page is. There's Start Your Boost. And then, of course, you just fill out the little thing. You create your account and whatnot and pick which one you want to report on your credit report. Every point counts, right? All right, so now let's go into revolving accounts. These are like pretty much open-ended type things like credit cards or something you can constantly borrow on. Okay, the first one I'm most excited about is the Credit Builder Card. Credit Builder Card is essentially a secured credit card You start off with a $200 securities deposit, and it gets you started either with your very first credit card or something that helps you rebuild. They do report to all 3 credit bureaus up to 6 times a month. So basically, within a week of you opening this, boom, you've got a trade line already on your credit report reporting positive. And we'll click on the link. Of course, there's a little video explaining how it works. But basically, put in your $200 security deposit and use it like a credit card. Don't max it out, be responsible with it. Maybe use it to buy a tank of gas, pay it off immediately. Use it for something that you would have already spent that money on, and then pay it back off immediately. That's something that will help put something positive on your credit there. Okay, credit card broker. These are different offers that are offered through credit card broker. And with credit card broker, there's several secured cards. So we got, like, say for instance, the First Progress Platinum Elite MasterCard, and it describes different things. It can be secured with a fully refundable deposit of $200 to $2,000 when you submit your application, and report all 3 credit bureaus to establish credit history. There's Capital Bank. Merit double your line. That's probably, say you double your credit line of $400 and making another deposit. So say if you put $400, they may give you an $800 credit line. Oh, double your $200 credit line by making at least one minimum. Okay, there you go. So that looks like a pretty good one. There's another secured one. See, there's several different secured card options. Self-lender, credit builder accounts, auto loan. So you can actually get some auto refinancing or auto loan. One application, 4 loan offers within minutes. That's better than going to the dealership and saying, hey, I want to buy a car. Next thing you know, you have like 20 hard inquiries. So one application, up to 4 loan offers, that's even better. Okay, we do have an unsecured card here. So this is something you don't have to put a deposit down. There may be a fee to open it. If I'm not mistaken, there may actually be a fee on it, but might just have a one-time fee to open the card. If I'm not mistaken, there's a $300 credit limit on that. And it's called the First Access Secured Cards. Credit card broker gives you a lot of things. There's another rental reporting thing up here called Rock the Score. So several different options up here by credit card broker. I've actually personally signed up for actually the First Access unsecured card myself, just because I wanted to add like another credit card to my account there. All right, so let's take a, I had that open in the same window, no wonder. All right, next thing we're talking about is authorized user trade lines. And this is where you piggyback on somebody else's credit. So if you have a family member or friend that has, like, say, a real high limit credit card, like a $10,000, $20,000 credit card, and it's low utilized, say it's been open for years, they don't have like a couple $100 charged on it, and it's a really big credit card. That's something that could tremendously boost your score, not only with age, but with the on-time payments, the credit line, and everything. Basically, their credit, as it is reporting on your credit. So here are some important factors to consider if you want to do authorized user trade lines. And it's always best to start with your family and friends first. And the reason I say this is so you don't have to purchase it, so you don't have to rent one. typically whenever you buy or rent a trade line from a trade line vendor, you only keep it for about a couple months, and that usually is just it's there to help you get something started. Okay, so anyway, when it comes to trade lines, here are some things to consider. The account owner's history is also reported on your credit report, which if the account is positive, that's wonderful. But if negative things start to happen, it's going to start to impact you as well. The utilization should never be over 30%. And honestly, the lower that utilization, the better it will be. So if they're using 30% or less, great. If it's near about maxed out, you don't want it. The older the account, the better. Of course, length of credit history, that's something that the credit scoring models love to see. They love to see responsible use for a long period of time, seeing accounts being used for a long period of time. The older your credit history, the better your score is going to be. If the account owner changes authorized users too often or too soon, the account could be shut down by the issuing bank. So that's another thing whenever you're going through a trade line vendor. If they do it too often, too soon, sometimes it can automatically disappear. This should only be a temporary thing. In other words, you don't want to be riding piggybacking on somebody else's credit for a long period of time. Basically, you just want it long enough to go ahead and qualify for the better lines of credit for yourself. Once you obtain them, then just talk to them. Or if you go through a trade line vendor, it's only going to last for a couple months anyway. But say you use a family member or a friend for an authorized user trade line, you don't want to be on it very, very long, because you never know. They could have a life event that happens and then negative history starts happening. You don't want that starting to show on your credit report. And also one more thing to consider, and this is something that probably isn't told to everybody, but the older FICO scoring models, and these are typically ones that are used for mortgage lending. For some reason, I don't know why, but Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they haven't updated anything in a long time. So only FICO 2 and FICO 5 are used for mortgage lending, which I think is absurd, considering these are like way older scoring models than what there is now. I mean, they're on FICO 10 right now. Or if you ever heard of the Vantage score, Vantage is already on Vantage score 3. And anyway, these older ones, they're not as forgiving. For one thing, the older FICO models are not as forgiving. Also, the older FICO models do not factor in authorized user accounts on their credit reports. So if you're trying to apply for a mortgage or something like that, an authorized trade line will most likely not help you. And of course, when it comes to and actually, this is probably should be a whole nother video, so I'll leave it at that. So if you're trying to basically get a boost on your credit for mortgage lending, authorized user trade lines is not the way to go, just because those older scoring models do not factor them in. So I've got two different sources for trade lines here. Tradeline Supply, which they are widely known for their credit education. In fact, they have a very widely popular YouTube channel. Credit guru John Olsheimer, who's worked in the credit industry. He worked at FICO and he's worked at Equifax. So he does several tip trick videos and educating people on credit. He's actually one that I have listened to speak a lot, and he's very knowledgeable on credit. So yeah, definitely check out Tradeline Supply's YouTube channel. But let's take a look at Tradeline Supply. Like I said, you would want to use an authorized user trade line. Say if you're trying to get a high limit credit card for yourself. So you would actually buy one of these trade lines to report onto your credit reports. And it would only stay out there for a couple months, but it would be just enough, just long enough for you to apply for whatever you wanted to apply for. Like I said, except for a mortgage. Get that, and then once you get going with yours, then the AU trade line will disappear. So they've got, actually, they got package deal discounts. I did not know this, but just idea of a couple things. So they got like, they got a Barclays account right here listed, for instance. This one has a $3,000 credit limit, and it was opened in July 19, so it's not that old, but probably pretty good. So it's going to report. Okay, that's when it reports. You got to buy it by October 31st, and then it'll report on your credit report somewhere between those dates, and it costs $250. Now, as you get to say like a better trade line, so let's go way down here to the bottom because they get more and more expensive. Okay, let's look at this trade line. There's another Barclays account. Ah. Well, Tradeline Supply, they're hilarious. Let me X out of that one real quick and let's go back into it. Let's see if we can beat them to the chase on that deal there. So let's scroll down. Okay. So here's a $10,000 limit Barclays card, and likewise open in 19. He's got two of those in stock. But see, you notice the bigger the credit line, the older they are. Okay, so here's one for 2016. So we said this one's more expensive, even though it only has a $4,500 credit limit. The reason why is because it's from 2016. It's an older credit account, so it's $350. So the older the trade line, or the more credit they have. So like here's a Bank of America card, $21,000. And it was opened in 2019, so that's probably why that $21,000 card ain't but $350. I'm sure if this was a card that was opened, say like 2010, oh my gosh, that trade line would be expensive. But as you see, there are plenty of authorized user trade lines out there with Tradeline Supply. I encourage you to check them out. I also have a good friend of mine. His name is Alonzo Tisdale. He does the same thing, and simply I will put you in touch with Alonzo Tisdale on that one. So just fill out this form right here, and then I will get you in contact with Alonzo directly. I'm not sure what his prices are like or what type of trade lines he's got. I know I've heard nothing but raving reviews on Alonzo. So actually his prices may be better than Tradeline Supply, who knows? But it's something to check out. Also, something with Alonzo that he was telling me, and we'll probably be announcing on our website pretty soon. Will be he's going to be offering business authorized user trade lines, and it might be something that even I could take advantage of there to help build my business credit. But for those of you seeking to build business credit, Alonzo may be a great source for that, because he'll have a business authorized user trade line. So just different things to think about when it comes to credit building. Credit building can actually be more effective than just credit repair of itself. You combine credit building with credit repair. The potential is there to basically, if you've never been in a 700 club, make help you get to the 700 club or even the 800 club if you do it just right. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you as far as credit building. Feel free to stop by my website here. Click any of these links. I will disclose I do get an affiliate commission on most of these, not all of them, but most of them. So check these out and start working on building your credit. One more thing, if you're interested in our services, we are running a special sale right now on our credit repair. We have a $75 off or 50% off our first work, and we have reduced all the pricing on our credit repair. Simply on the website here, I've got access to it in multiple places, but on the main page when you come in, here's where it's at. Just hit claim offer now and it'll take you to this form. Fill that out. I'll be in contact with you. Or you can go up here to pricing. And this will tell you about our credit repair thing. And it actually advertises it on sale. You can actually click get started today. Oh, actually, that's through Credzu. That's a whole nother video. Anyways, that's what we had here for credit building. I'm definitely excited to share that with you. And feel free to click on the links down in the subscription and subscribe and like the channel and share it. I'm sure a lot of your friends, family could benefit from some of these resources as far as building credit. Like I said, some of these, especially some of them unsecured cards, they require no credit history, credit strong, no credit history required to even participate in some of these things. And that helps, especially some of you young kids just turning 18, needing to establish your credit. Here you go. A lot of places won't give you credit because you don't have credit. I know it don't make sense. Like, oh, that's a whole nother rant and rave video for later. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Hope these are helpful. Click the links down in the description and like and subscribe to the channel. You guys have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next one.